Hey, we're live.
Hey
Welcome,
there.
everybody, to another episode of this is the Like the Way You Drink podcast. I am Tim Gillette, one of your co-hosts, and my wonderful co-host is...
Gladys Beltwell, Lady G.
All right. So, later, we got new ideas coming up, got the new logos and stuff coming up. We're going to do some refining work in the next couple of weeks. But today, we're going to take a couple-week break after this. But today, in honor of, in the month, I wanted to do this in March, but we really didn't have the room for it.
Right.
In honor of, I lost my father-in-law in 2014 in March 2014. And one of the greatest things that we always used to do with my father-in-law was we used to drink Pernod. So, which I told Gladys about it. She went out, got it from the store. And the other thing that I said always has been a comparison tool is comparing Pernod because it has a very similar taste to Sambuca. So we got matching Sambuca. So we have the same. I have another Sambuca, but Gladys couldn't find that one. So
that's the one thing that has been difficult. I went everywhere looking for it. They looked for it both in Oregon and Washington. Can I get it? There was other things that I was looking at for our May, and it's like Washington had it, Oregon did not. And I'm like, really? Wow. So it all depends on where y'all are living. You may or may not be able to get some of these. Some of them may or may not be able to be shipped to your state. Yes. All depends.
So I actually was going to pull up the stuff on Pernod, but Pernod is Pernod. It's purchased, distributed here in the United States, but it is a product of France.
It is French.
It is French.
Hence why we don't pronounce the D.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I have a fresh bottle, not even opened yet.
Mine is fresh too. Yeah. I will say, I have never tried either one of these.
You haven't?
Ever. No.
So all these times you give me all these good whiskeys, it's my turn to flip the page. So we did some interesting food choices with this because we did, like when we were doing our planning, we did a quick Google search of what would go interesting with it. I made a beet salad, which is something that Gwen and I have on a regular basis. All right. It's got beets, kale, sliced almonds. Usually I would have raisins or cranberries into it, dried. And then I've got, I have almonds and I have pistachios into it. So, but it goes well with almost any leafy. So a very, very good salad. And then she has a vinaigrette dressing she put on it.
Ooh, yum.
Yep.
I love beets. We're going to have to try that, make that because I love beets. I had a client one time give me like 25 pounds of beets. Seriously. And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these beets? So I baked some, I threw some in water, others I barbecued them. I did them different ways and they each had a slightly different flavor. Those that I made on the barbecue, in my opinion, were the best. It was just this smokiness of the beet that was just absolutely delicious, and the sweetness. Oh my goodness! Talking about it, my mouth is watering. But the sweetness of that beet comes out definitely. So yum, beet salad.
So beet salad, and then I've got a tuna salad sandwich that I got from the cafe next door. Oh my God, I forgot their name again. Damn it. I meant to bring their freaking. I will have it here in a minute because I promised them I would actually look up. Yeah. I gotta mention
local cafe.
Tops Cafe. It is right next door. All right. Right next door to our house here in here at where we live in North Dallas. So but yeah, they have great sandwiches, great lunch foods. So I'm like, man, Gwen's away. I don't want to go make this. Now, I had a chicken out. I would have had to cook the chicken, chop it up, and I probably will. I'll probably cook the chicken up tonight, but I didn't want to do all of that today in prep.
Right.
So I decided to cheat and go get a sandwich from them. But I also, while there, we set an alternative sandwich that we may want to get, and I got a BLT also.
Yes.
So
I did make BLT. And I did make chicken salad, and I made them into what would be a tea sandwich. That means they're made a little bit smaller. Yeah. So I cut them up, got rid of the crust. So BLT, and actually I almost made it into a BLTA or a BLT because I love avocado on my BLT.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that.
Avocado on a BLT, but I did separate it. And the other thing that I did was that I got the baby dills. So I cut those up. I did not put them in my sandwich. But I love having dill pickles. And um, and of course, here I use the red leaf lettuce, and then two different types of chips. I did the Doritos cheddar or Lay's cheddar, and then of course Juanitas, which are the best, just regular chips.
Yeah,
Because sometimes you don't want the cheese, but I love the crinkle.
I just got a cheap Lay's potato chip today. That's all I did. So. Yeah.
So those were my the foods, and I did make the chicken salad because I had chicken. So make chicken salad, and I kept it very basic: celery, mustard, mayo, salt, pepper. That was it. Basic chicken salad. And of course, it was from a rotisserie chicken. So I got a rotisserie chicken on Friday, and then I made chicken soup for Sean's mama because she's been sick, and then made the chicken salad. So I made a lot of meals from one rotisserie chicken.
Well, no, that I used to, when I was single, Gladys, I used to go buy the rotisserie chickens at the store, and I would go like it at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So they usually by then they after 4 they start marking them down. So I would buy the markdown one. I would take it home and have a good meal from it that night, and then I would chop it all up. I'd make chicken salad with it. All right, I just reheat regular chicken. I mean, there's all kinds of things I would do with that. I mean, I would sometimes just pulling the pieces off, have 3 to 4 meals, and, and then the scraps you put together and make chicken salad out of it.
Right, and I've also would make enchiladas.
Oh,
chicken
wow!
Enchiladas. Yeah. So we would make the chicken soup growing up. Chicken soup was the main thing, and then I learned that you can make chicken soup from the carcass, which I never thought of doing that. I always started with making a fresh pot of soup and then made everything else, the chicken salad and the enchiladas and the taquitos and chicken, like an actual green salad with chicken on it and all the greens. So you can make so much from a chicken. So especially if you're, on budget, oh my goodness, one chicken can go a long way.
All right. I'm actually typing something in. I forgot.
What did you forget?
I wanted to put in today. So
Oh,
I actually wanted to put this today because of the fact we're doing Pernod. That today's podcast is in memory of Dr. Alfred Schramm. All right, my father-in-law. So anyway, and I did post it up there. I'll be popping it up throughout the thing. We do have a new website you can go to, and by the way, we are broadcasting on our website right now.
Is that not exciting?
I know. LikeTheWayYouDrink.com. All right, we'll take it. We have a thing that will actually broadcast on there. So cheers. So let's start off with the Pernod because this is the thing that I want to dedicate to Alfred because it's something I did. Something we always did, and this is something we had. We had these little cups. Gwen and I still have them. Oh, all right.
They're adorable.
In one of the cups, I have a sugar cube because this is what Alfred used to do. He used to put it in a cup.
Okay.
All right. And we had other than these, we had other set of cups that the boys got. We didn't get them. They were just like a round cup.
Oh, yeah.
And it would sit into it. But Alfred would put the sugar cube in and then just pour it to cover the cube. And I know you can put a little sugar in yours.
All right. I do have a little bit of sugar.
Okay. And then pour a little sugar into it. And I'm going to pour it over the sugar. And it covers the sugar. I'm going to let it soak for a little bit while we talk. All right. All right.
Yeah. And I do have like an actual, it's like the perfect size. And then how much am I pouring in here?
So I would put, in your case there, a sugar cube is not quite a teaspoon of sugar.
Okay.
All right. So you want to cover the sugar. In your case there, I would put about a shot into it.
Okay. Oh, and it's green, like a lime green.
It's like a yellowish green. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Looking at it on camera, the color it is not, please don't get focused on the color it is, because that was my first thought. Oh my gosh, it's a gross looking color. It's the same color as a Red Bull. All right.
Okay.
And you'll notice now, I'm going to put my cup closer up to the camera. My sugar, if you notice, is now the cube is starting to melt into the bottom.
Okay.
And this is something that Alfred would do is we would pour it. And you can see there's like little tiny bubbles coming up of it dissolving the sugar.
Okay.
All right.
See, in this glass, it's harder to see that, but the sugar is not completely dissolved. It's there.
Yeah. We
Oh my
most of the time we drank it. We drank it a lot of this, and times we would take this, believe it or not, this much here, that one shot, we would sit and sip on this while playing a game of Scrabble. We would not just down this like we normal shot. No, we would just sip on it. So take a taste of it and tell me what you think.
Okay. Well, I mean that smell of almost like a licorice.
A licorice. It's a licorice smell and a licorice taste.
Wow, I think the sugar tones it down just a little bit to where it's not licorice.
Yeah. Now this one here is not as sweet. When we compare it to the Sambuca, you're going to see how sweet the Sambuca really is compared to this. The Sambuca is a lot more sugary than this. So when I think of this, I was not much of a, shall we say, I was not much of a drinker of licorice type drinks, because my last bad experience of one drink that I never drink anymore is Jägermeister. Very, very similar. And Jägermeister is very, very same. And I got very, very drunk on this last time I was ever really drunk was on Jägermeister. So I don't drink it. But this is something, again, I've only taken sips. Now you've taken a sip, Gladys, and then which sandwich did you try?
Chicken salad.
So we used to do this with dessert, but
dessert, okay.
Yeah. And the restaurant Tops Cafe actually gave me chocolate cake, but like it wasn't in our plans for tonight. So my sandwich is falling apart because it's really a well-packed sandwich.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, mine I made it into like little finger foods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. That is a good chicken salad.
For doing a podcast, we really should have had finger foods. Really. It fit better with what we're doing because we're not trying a big crunchy thing, but
right. No, I like that.
Right. But I love finger sandwiches. You know, I love going to parties and having finger sandwiches. Do you?
Yes, because you get to try different things and they're little, so you don't have to worry about two hands. You can pick them up with two fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Just easy to eat. I love that. And then, everything is just little.
So Robert is commenting here and says, I was going to say I do not have absence anymore. The legacy I created that evening. I'm guessing it's something about the story up here. But anyway, I'm not thinking absence anymore. So yeah. Anyway, it is something that, I said, I only remember this and I always have it on my bar. And like when the family's over, I'll have a drink or a shot in memory of Alfred. That's it. Because this is something I did with Alfred. It's something that I actually learned from Alfred. And I don't have a way to stir it. Now my sugar's all melted, but I don't have a way to stir it in this small of a glass. So
I think it would work better with my chicken salad than with my BLT.
I would think it would be a chicken salad type drink.
Yeah. With the chicken salad, the flavors of the chicken salad just came out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It just that's why I was like, oh my goodness, such a good chicken salad sandwich. But I think it really brought out the flavors. It balanced out. Whereas with the BLT, it's a little bit more salty, and then you got all the veggies in there. You got the tomato and the lettuce, the mayo, and that I mean, it does taste good, but the chicken salad tastes so much better.
Mm-hmm. I get the feeling the bacon is not a match for this.
And I did use sourdough bread.
Okay. Because I got mine from Tops Cafe. They only had one bread. So, and it's like, it almost looks like it's a Texas toast type bread. So it's a big.
Okay. So nice and thick.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so very, very good with the sandwiches. Last thing I'm going to try was my salad. I don't know. Did you get a salad this week or no?
I did not. I just went with chips.
Okay.
But I'm going to add the avocado to these last bites of this one piece.
Try that, because I want to know how the avocado would go with it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like going, okay, I'm going to add the avocado because that could change the flavor completely. Lots of bacon on this bite. So I got 2 slices of bacon, some good tomatoes, a vine ripe tomato, and a good avocado. So we'll see how this one is.
Goes very, very well with the salad I have, the beet salad. So because I still have some of it sugar left in there, I am going to pour some more over it, let it sit and soak. Oops, I just dropped stuff on my keyboard.
Oops. That's something we had talked about, not dropping on your keyboard.
The good thing is I don't need to type anything on the keyboard. So what I do to fix that is before I push any buttons, I take the batteries out of my keyboard.
Ah.
And I can dry it on the spot. Of course, if I go to do anything else to finish the show off, I'm going to have to plug the keyboard back in. But I caught it right.
Like, this isn't working.
Oh, no.
Adding the avocado did give it a little bit of a difference. That creaminess of the avocado, it actually blended a lot nicer.
Okay.
With the Pernod. It really did. I like that.
And of course, try it with some chips.
It still goes better with the chicken salad. But the avocado, there's something in the avocado, that creaminess, that, and see, the funny thing is that for me, on a BLT and on a lot of things, because I love guac, I make a really good guac. I don't like guac on my sandwiches. I like the sliced avocado. There's a different texture, and it changes the composition of the avocado when it is into guac. So I like it just sliced, and I made it really thin slices so that I could easily put it into my little sandwiches. But it did pair well. So if you are having guac with this, I think this would go well with guac, chips, and salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would go well.
All right. So I'm gonna get me some.
So why was it that when did he start drinking Pernod?
When did Alfred? I have no idea. Just when I came to the house in 2009, it was just something we started doing together. He got me to try it around 2010, because I think the first couple of months I looked at it and I went, that looks gross because of the different color. And then I thought, wait a minute, it's the same color as Red Bull. And at the time I used to drink Red Bulls all the time. So anyway.
Give it a chance, right?
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to rinse out and we're going to move over to Sambuca.
Okay. Have a chip to cleanse the palate. My Juanita's chips.
I think our chips are good.
And of course, my Topo Chico, always on hand.
I'm dealing with San Pellegrinos. This is my last San Pellegrino. So I'm going to have to go get more this week.
Did you know Jelly Belly now has sparkling water, flavored sparkling water? I saw it. I was like, Jelly Belly. I almost grabbed one, but I was kind of, when I saw it, I'm like, I was in line. I was the next one. I didn't want to. There's a huge line, so I didn't grab it. But Jelly Belly, y'all.
All right, so we're going to move on an alcoholic drink to Sambuca.
Okay.
And again, mine's fresh. I just ran up to the store and got it because I had to match yours.
Right, and he had to match mine because I said I cannot find what you want me to get. So
yeah.
This was awesome though because it has a little flower as the topper. So that was the main reason why I got it. I thought it was cool. Okay.
What do you think of the smell?
This one smells a little bit more floral. It's reminding me a little bit of gin, but not as junipery. All right. So how is this one? Just straight up, or this?
We're just going to taste this straight up, and then we're going to mix this one with drinks.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to mix it. I don't know if you have the things, but I'm going to do two different, couple different drinks. I'm going to share with you that you can do with it that I never knew.
Okay.
So smell and taste on Sambuca are two different things. Your smell, you get your gin smells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Taste it.
But it's, oh my goodness, smelling it out of the bottle. I like the first thing was, gin, but smelling it here, the smell, I think because I'm using a larger glass.
Yeah.
It kind of calmed down just a little bit. Like, okay. Wow. It is sweet, definitely sweet.
A lot sweeter than Pernod.
And it's still a little bit of licorice, but not as strong as this licorice. It's almost like comparing like a red licorice to a black licorice.
Yeah.
And not that it tastes like strawberry or cherry or anything like that, but just so that when you want to compare, two licorice, this would be more of a black licorice. This is a little bit more tamed down. But it still has a little bit of a licorice, a little bit sweeter.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember as a kids, we used to get the licorice chews, not the string licorice, but the licorice chews. And I'm not talking Twizzlers.
Okay.
I'm talking like licorice chews.
I remember getting licorice as a kid.
Yeah. The licorice chews, the small licorice chews, not the Twizzler licorice like we would get nowadays. Those chews were more like your Pernod. And then you go into your Sambuca, and now you're kind of dyeing it down, and you're almost like the Twizzlers.
Yeah. So what the back of D'Amore Sambuca says is, escape the ordinary with the magical romantic powers of this truly unique flavor. Unique is definitely a word I would use to describe this.
Yeah.
Topped with 3 espresso beans. So those espresso beans. So I do have some at home. So top them with 3. This Italian elixir is the perfect after dinner drink, or simply add to coffee for a gourmet finish to your evening. Product of Italy. So, then this bottle is gorgeous. It's got flowers. I mean, you could feel the flowers etched into the bottle. It's a gorgeous bottle.
It's a piece of artwork. Just their bottle alone is a piece of artwork.
Yeah, I can so see this. Oh my goodness, I would add this to hot cocoa.
This would go very well with chocolates. Now, what I'm going to do for taste, all right, while you compare foods, I'm going to run down. I have it set up to hit the button on my wife's espresso machine to get 2 fresh shots to bring it up and pair it with espresso. And I'm going to have you go ahead and compare the foods. I want you to do the taste on foods while I go push the button real quick. I wanted to do it with fresh espresso, so I'll be right back.
So for me, I would just do decaf at this time, because if I have espresso at this time of night, forget it. I am going to stay up. I did that one of the days when we had the Irish coffee. I was up till like almost midnight, past midnight. So that, if you like gin, I think you might like this. It's sweeter than gin, most definitely, but you got those botanicals in there. So I'm going to start with the chicken salad. Wow. Definitely the chicken salad brings out the flavors in the Sambuca. Most definitely. I'm going to move on to, I'm going to cleanse the palate there.
Oh, see how fast I said? When you have things set up, it works fast.
There you go. So I'm going to make my BLT, but I'm going to add that avocado. I just have to, because
you tried it with the chicken salad?
It went well. I mean, it just went boom with the chicken salad. There was so many flavors. The Sambuca just powered through. It was a yummy flavor there. I really like that. So I'm going to go 2 slices of bacon in there, some tomatoes, some avocado.
You know, it's every week after our show that my desk gets cleaned because I drip food all over it every week.
Whatever it takes to get you to clean your desk, right?
I have a routine down for my office. When you work from home, you've got to have a routine down, otherwise you don't get stuff done.
Right.
I have a routine down, and there's certain days that I clean. One day I used to clean the desk. Now I do the desk on Monday night because, like, from the drink.
Right.
If you spilled Sambuca on your desk and left it, it would be sticky. So that's why it's like, you know, I've learned to clean up my desk afterwards. I take everything, keyboard, everything off the desk, and I grab a cleaner after I put everything downstairs, and I clean the desk at night. Because if I wait till the morning, anything sticky onto it can cause a problem. So it's clean. When I start out Tuesday morning on my desk, it's completely clean, all right, and spotless. And I have all my paperwork I usually have right here. It's all put over in folders for the night to do the podcast. So I am going to take and do a little bit of, I've got espresso in here.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to pour a little bit into here. And then I'm going to do a little, I have my 1 stirrer spoon.
What not to do is do not add pickle juice to it. I just had pickles and it was, it hit me right here. I could feel it. It's like, boom. So how have you had it that way before with the espresso?
So you know, we have this in a flask that we take to Starbucks on Saturday morning. Yeah. They have no idea on Starbucks that we have a flask that we add to our coffee.
That is what's called a life hack, y'all.
Well, some other things that I thought, I read that it can go very well with Sambuca. And I just tasted it with the coffee. And, you know what I mean? I haven't tasted it with the other food. So I'm going to do a rinse palette and go back and taste with the foods.
I did like it with the BLT, but I still think it tastes better with the chicken salad.
Let me try the BLT real quick. It goes all right with the BLT, but it still goes much better with the chicken salad.
I think so too. And one thing that you can do whenever you're making a little sandwich, like a chicken salad, tuna salad, egg salad, there's a couple of ways that you can turn them into a tea sandwich. One, just push everything in and cut the edges off, because if you let everything ooze out, then one, you put too much in there. For a tea sandwich, not for a normal sandwich, because I don't mind it dripping out, and then that's what a spoon is for, to get the rest of it. But if you're making a tea sandwich that is for fingers, you want to make sure that you don't put too much. Use the thinner bread. Don't use the really thick bread. And then push everything in, because you're going to be cutting the edges. The other way you can do it is, if you have cookie cutters, use a cookie cutter, either a heart or a square, rectangle. Don't do anything funky, like you can do a star, but only a 5-pointed star, not the ones that have all these little intricate designs on it. Keep it simple when you're looking at tea sandwiches. What happens when you use a cookie cutter is that it seals the edges of the bread together, which is one of the things you want, so that the inside does not ooze out. Yeah, that is why you don't want to put too much in there, so that when you're cutting it, it blends it out a little, and that's okay. I didn't go that route. I just went with the cut the edges off to make them smaller. And they just look so dainty, and you can have afternoon tea with some crumpets, some little cookies, some tea cookies, and some tea sandwiches, and make it all fancy. Why not on a Saturday afternoon, or a lazy Sunday afternoon on your deck? I think that's very decadent, with a little bit of Sambuca or a Pernod. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. So how else?
So the other thing that I seen was, and this is just something that I kind of added up to try to put together. I do have a cup. Well, of course, I'm going to put some ice into it because it probably would be better to shake it than to stir this, but I'm going to stir it because I don't have my shaker upstairs. I'm going to add some ice cubes.
So I have my big ice. Okay.
I don't have big ice. I only have ice cubes, which I seem to keep dropping everywhere. I have lemons and limes here, already pre-sliced. I'm going to squeeze 1 lemon and 1 lime into the cup over the ice.
I actually had lime. I didn't bring it with me. I had lemon and lime at home. Have neither one with me today, so I'm going to do without the lemon and lime. And what else?
Now I'm going to take some of my San Pellegrino. In your case, you take your Topo Chico. So you're making a seltzered water with lemon and lime.
Ooh, and it fizzes up beautifully.
Uh-huh. Now I'm going to take, and I did not bring my shot glass up, so I'm going to have to guesstimate this.
Oh my goodness, the smell just comes right out. I mean, it's just I think with a little bit of citrus in there, I think that it would add a little bit more of an oomph to it. But and then it gets a little cloudy too. Oh my goodness, look at that. It clouded up for me.
I poured a shot of my Sambuca in. I'm going to stir mine a little bit.
Oh, wow. I like that.
To me, this would be your picnicky, refreshing drink to do with Sambuca.
I was going to say, essentially take a lemonade.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's yummy.
Like a very refreshing summertime drink.
Yep. Again, after lazy afternoon, bring out your sandwiches on the deck, some lemonade, and add some Sambuca to it.
So, of course, now that I do that, I'm going to finish up some of my sandwich here.
That is very refreshing. So if you're having a picnic, you make a punch bowl of lemonade. So the kids have lemonade, and then the adults
take your flask.
Take your flask with you. Oh my goodness, that is yummy. Yeah, I think I have like 3 flasks. Most of them have whiskey or scotch in it.
Yeah.
But I think I might have to get one of the smaller ones for the Sambuca and add it to coffee. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely delicious. When you go camping, oh my goodness, or if you do backpacking, I usually will pack buffalo. I have a little pouch that's Buffalo Trace, hard to fill, easy to unfill, and that way it's easy to carry. I'm not carrying a whole glass because that's way too much weight. This is very light, and fill it up, and that's usually what I do. But this for breakfast the next day, you're out in nature having fun. Why the heck not? Enjoy it.
I thought about adding some, but I didn't do it. But I thought I was going to add some of my orange and pineapple juice and put with it. But I'm like, no, I just want to do it with the fresh, just your fresh seltzer and
orange and pineapple. Yeah, you can get the concentrate.
Yeah.
I do have pineapple juice at home because I made teriyaki chicken this weekend.
Yeah.
So I have the pineapple juice and the pineapples. So I'm gonna have to try it once I get home with a little bit of pineapple, and I might have some orange juice, and of course I have the lemon and lime juice. Oh my goodness, it's almost like a margarita, only it's Italian. What would we call an Italian margarita?
I don't know. I kind of made this one up. I really did not go with a
traditional recipe.
I didn't look up a traditional recipe on this. I just made this up. And truthfully, that's the first I tasted it. In my mind, I went, I'm going to make this combination and try it on camera. And I kind of like the combination, even though you said, even I'm betting if you had a lemon lime seltzer water or lemon lime sparkling water and added the Sambuca, it would be the same thing.
I think so. A lot of the sparkling waters are lemon or lime.
Yeah, when you do it this way, it goes very well with the BLT.
Yeah, I did like that. I'm gonna add I think I'm out of bacon out of this bite. Yep, out of bacon. So we're moving on to the next slice, and which has 2 slices of bacon. I'm gonna add that avocado in there.
There we go. Robert gave us a name.
Call it a Madonna.
We're gonna call it a Madonna.
I love it. Thank you, Robert.
So officially, we are going to name the drink. Is there a drink called the Madonna out there? Let's see.
You'll make me look it up.
I'm going to look it up while we're talking.
Robert, you are awesome. You have a lot of great ideas.
Madonna drink, our Madonna recipe. Let's see what it is. Oh, there's a Madonna cocktail recipe.
Okay.
And it has 1 shot of cherry vodka and 7-Up.
That's a Madonna?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like our Madonna better. The Italian, we'll call it the Italian Madonna.
I also think we should go with the Italian Madonna.
Y'all make an Italian Madonna, take a picture of it, upload it onto our Facebook page. Let us know. What do you think? Or what other name do you have for it? Or do you have another combination you would love to see or that you've tried? Share it with us. It's part of the fun of it.
I think we could call it the Lady G.
Oh,
Should we call it the Lady G cocktail?
I like it. I like it.
All right, we're gonna name our first cocktail as a show, and this one here. No, we're gonna call this the Lady G cocktail.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, y'all. Make sure that you do a comment. We will give you a shout out not next week, but the next time we have our next podcast.
Next show, yeah.
Next show, we will give you a shout out to thank you for posting a comment.
Yeah, you got to go try this one here, and you got to do, and the drink is Lady G cocktail. So that's gonna be our hashtag, Lady G cocktail. I'm gonna put that up on here. I'm gonna put a. Let's see if it goes. Oh, but I did. I went into the later, and I got to go into the comments in Lady. There you go. In YouTube, Lady G cocktail.
Love it. I like that. You are right. This goes very well with the BLT, especially with the avocado. Oh my goodness, that just was yum. Hashtag yum. I like that. And see, and I didn't even add the lemon lime on here. But I think with the lemonade, I think that would make it taste just absolutely delicious. So I'll be taking a picture of it in a cute little glass like this, you know, and with one little ice cube versus my big ice cube. And
we're going to have to make a recipe card, and we're going to put it on our website. You know, as I got the website up this week, I was thinking that we'll actually build a whole file with all of our recipes in it.
There you go. Because what we do is that, yes, we will take a recipe from somebody, but we will also make it our own. We will add a little bit more of this, a little bit less of that, or we'll add one more ingredient because why not? That's part of the fun of it, is to try something new, try something different. Oh, I don't have this. What do I put in place of? Somebody had asked me, well, what should I do for an old fashioned? And they're like, oh, should I do the aromatic bitters or orange bitters? I'm like, I do both. Got to play with the bitters. That's kind of the fun part of it. You can also have bitters. You can add bitters just to sparkling water.
Yeah.
you can do a lot with bitters, y'all. Play with bitters. Yes, they're not cheap, but go with the cheaper bitters to start with, see what you like, and then upgrade to the next level of bitters.
Yes.
If you can find local bitters with somebody that's making them in your area, support them, try them out, check them out, give them your input, because guess what? Your input will help them improve their product, which will get them onto market.
Exactly. So I finished the BLT with that drink.
I'm down to my last bits of my BLT. I think I'm going to have to use my fork for my last bits.
I know. So if you were to compare the two of these, the Pernod and Sambuca, which one do you like better? Yeah.
And it's not, I don't like sweet. I really don't. That's not my thing. But I think there's more that can be done.
Yeah.
With the Sambuca.
Than with the Pernod.
Pernod is just, you just enjoy it. That's Pernod. You just enjoy the Sambuca.
Again, I have the attachment to Pernod because it's something I did with my father-in-law, and
right.
It's a memory. For me, it always associates with the memory.
And so it's the memory that will always be special. And yes, this is one that I would just sip after dinner drink. Sure, absolutely. But Sambuca, you can mix it with so much. Mind you, we picked D'Amore because we both had access to it. You can really pick any Sambuca that you want. But then what are you going to do with it? How are you going to pair it? What are you going to pair it with? Play with it. Add it to your hot cocoa. Add it to your coffee. Add it to lemonade. Oh my goodness. Add it to a margarita mix. Try something different. If you don't like it, do a little bit. Do a small before you go big. Go with something small. Usually you hear that go big or go home. And our opinion is go small.
Yeah. Well.
And take it home. Because that way you get to see, what do you like? If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's okay. Try something different. But having that little taste is what is going to have you decide, expand what you normally drink. Yeah. I am trying things that I've never tried before. These are two things that I would never have tried before if it wasn't for Mr. T here.
Yep. Well, that's when you and I come up with the idea to start a podcast, we had I think that day we had 4 ideas. We're on episode 19 and we've done something different every episode.
And we started talking about whiskeys and moonshine.
Yep.
I found some moonshine. I was so excited. I took a picture of it. I sent it to him going, oh, I found some moonshine. He goes, yep, I like that one. Yep, I tried that one. I'm like, okay. I have had moonshine that was made by a neighbor, walking and it's like, what's going on? As you're walking the dog, you meet the neighbors. Here, have some moonshine. You just never know where you're going to find some moonshine.
Oh my gosh. It even goes well. That drink even goes well with the salad.
Okay.
To me, this is, and I see if you did it with lemonade and added some lime juice. To me, if you think about the lemonade, though, the lemonade's got to have the sugar already in it. I would get the lemon juice and lime juice because it doesn't have the sugar into it. I think that would be the over sweetness of it. That would be like an overdubbed Sprite if you had to do it with lemonade. I
think that's why I like just adding the Topo Chico without anything else. There was no sugar. There was nothing added to it other than the sparkling water. And that just tasted super yummy. And I'm very particular because I don't really like sweet drinks. The sparkling water toned down the Sambuca a little bit. And it just made it taste very yummy. And I could just picture what it would taste like with a little bit of lemon or lime, something citrusy. Yum. I think both of them paired deliciously well with the chicken salad. The Sambuca tasted well with the BLT once I added the avocado, more than even the Pernod. The Pernod, the avocado gave it a little bit of give. The pickles, the dill pickles, yeah, don't do that. It's that acidity in there.
Just not a match for this drink because this drink is a sweeter drink.
Yeah, it just clashes. A lot of times you want something that's going to contrast something sweet. In this case, the vinegar in the dill does not contrast it. It just clashes.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do that. Or you could do that and let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm. Bottom line out of tonight's episode, I'm thinking this year was the greatest thing we did was to mix these on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking something like that. If I was on a picnic, I'd pack me some sandwiches, some chicken salad, maybe some tuna salad sandwiches, maybe a BLT. It would probably go well with even lunch meat in your light sandwiches on a picnic with some potato chips. Mix this as a drink, and you've got a very light. I mean, it's not a heavy alcohol drink, and it makes it part, and it's still a picnic.
It is. I love picnics. I've had picnics in the rain. It's like I was planning on having a picnic today. It's starting to rain. Okay, find a shelter. Still have the picnic with a blankie around me. And in this case, I would add coffee to the Sambuca to warm me up, and I still can have my picnic.
Reminds me of picnics. All right, when you say picnics, there's two picnics I remember in my life. Number one, when we were younger, my best friend Tim Schweinsberg. You can check out Tim Schweinsberg, by the way, at woodworkingbaker.com. He's a great friend, old friend of mine. Mm-hmm. We went on a picnic and we were at their house, and Tim put everything up on the tractor and carried it all the way up the high top of the field underneath the tree that had his tree fort in it.
Aww.
And his mom's like, "Why'd you have to pick it all the way up here?" Because we got everything set up there and it started to rain. And he said, "Mom, because it's the only tree we have on the property." It started to rain and we had to pull everything down. Tim, if you hear this broadcast, you remember that. The other picnic I remember was my best friend in high school was a guy named Jim. And after high school, Jim worked when we were going to college, Jim had a job where he worked at a grocery store. And I got to know and I'm still very close friends with his first wife, Donna.
Okay.
And when they were dating, and Donna and I, one day, we just packed picnic lunch up, went to Jim's work when he got lunch break, and we took him and we were in the car and we went and had a picnic. And we couldn't find a picnic table. We just found a spot on the side of the road, put a blanket down and sat in the field and had a picnic. And it took Jim back to work because he had to go to work. All right. Yeah. Jim, both Donna and I were off that day, but Jim was not. So I remember that picnic very well. Because it was just something we got to do. We didn't, once we get into college, we were working jobs, and I didn't have college, but Jim was working a job and going to college, so didn't have much free time. So yeah. So tonight's episode is very, very good with the chicken salad. I still have some chicken salad to finish up, by the way.
Y'all tell us your picnic story. We'd love to hear your picnic story. We might share it at our next podcast if you share your picnic story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. But picnics are so much fun. Yeah, so long as you're packing things that are easy to eat, a little blankie, something to drink. It doesn't have to be fancy schmancy. Shoot, go to freaking Subway and get yourself a sandwich and take your drinks and a blankie. Find a tree somewhere, even if it's the side of the road, and have a picnic. It's about the adventure that you get to have, the experience of having a picnic with a friend of yours, or is your friend having a hard day or a hard week or a lot of things going on? Pack a picnic, pick them up at work, take them to lunch, take them back to work. Make it fun. Keep those experiences going. It's about the experiences. That's not going to change the fact that they're going through a lot of crap. But they will remember that you took the time, that half hour, to give them an experience.
Me, I remember the picnic with Tim.
Jim and Tim, you got more friends that end in M?
If you change your name to Kim, we'd have a great podcast.
Right? Hey, you know what? I've been called a lot of names. Kim is not one. I have been called Bob, though. So if you call me Kim, I won't be offended. I know who I am, and I'll probably respond. I'll go, yes.
I know. So this has been a fun week episode. All right. Again, we started out, all right, for those of you with testing out Pernod. I still have a little bit left in the sugar on that glass.
Yeah, I still have a little bit left there. There's a little sip in there.
I don't have any Pernod just sitting in the cup because I actually made a shot out of it and put it into my drink.
Yeah, mine's gone. It melted. But the smell still lingers in there.
I still have some of my Lady G cocktail left.
There you go. Mm-hmm. You know what the beauty of it is? My big cube has melted a little bit, and there's still a little bit of flavor left at the bottom. So, what else do you suggest? We have our May planned out. What do you suggest for June? Is there anything?
I think we're going to do more picnicky type stuff in June.
I think so.
So, I'm probably going to pair it with a lot of sandwiches and food, or sandwiches and drinks. So, as opposed to, and I'm thinking like we might. I know we're going to do margaritas in May, but we might do a margarita punch or something like that. So,
or a combination of something similar.
You know what? It reminds me. There was some practice that we did when we were in high school in June. Well, maybe May. Do you remember what that practice was?
Like when we were in high school? Oh my goodness.
We went to prom.
Oh my goodness. I barely went to my senior prom.
I didn't go to mine, but I'm curious to our listeners. Did you spike the punch at your prom?
Nobody spiked it at mine. But well, maybe they did. I don't even know that we had punch.
I don't remember because I didn't go to our prom.
Okay.
But if I would have went, I probably would have been the guy spiking the punch.
With Sambuca?
No, I didn't. The first time I ever had Sambuca was in my 40s.
Okay.
It's probably been 10, 11 years ago.
Well, the first time I've had Sambuca and Pernod has been in my 40s too. So there you go.
I forget you far younger than me.
Not that far younger. A wee bit. Just a few years.
Just a wee bit. Anyway, it's been an exciting week with this. All right. It was great to taste these. My favorite has got to be the surprise drink. All right. And I will put the recipe up for that. I will actually make it I will make it an exact recipe. All right. And get it down to a science. And then I will put it up. It'll be up on our board. By the way, we do have a website, as you see, www.likethewayyoudrink.com. We'll take you to our website, which will actually has will have a replay of this show playing on there. All right, for you to hit play at any point in time until our next show airs, and then this one will be moved down. We'll have the audio podcast coming in underneath it, and over time we're going to build an about page about Gladys and how she got into what she does, as well as why she loves drinking, an about page about me, why I love drinking. And then we're going to have recipes. We're going to have a recipe page and everything like that.
This is going to be an exciting time. We're just making it fun for everybody to be able to enjoy and try some of the stuff we try.
No, we're going to make it. We're probably going to make it, a free subscription to where you can, get it emailed to you, everything we do every week. And we'll have all that coming up. But if you go check out the webpage now, you get to see it for the first time. It is up this week for the first time, along with our new logos and look. So go check it out. Let us know what you think. Gladys, what's your parting words this week?
Thanks for being with us. I'm going to be missing you over the next few weeks that we're gone, but try new things. Let us know what you think. Give us ideas. We will check them out in June. And until then, Lady G from Insurance by Design in Oregon will be thinking about y'all.
So, and you're going in for some
medical leave. Yep.
Medical leave. So you'll be out. Her and I will be in contact, but we won't be broadcasting.
That's right.
I know. Guys, this has been fun. We're at episode 19. We started this with just two people sitting in a living room one day going, we should do a podcast about this. And here we are 19 episodes in, exploring and finding things to do. So
yeah, we talked about it, and then we talked about it, and then we message each other and we're like, do we really want to do this? It's like, yeah. In the middle of my open enrollment, I'm like, yes, that's when we're going to start it. Because if not, it'll get pushed off till who knows when. And I'm so glad we did. It's been great.
It has been fun. It has been fun. This has been a fun adventure. All right. And it has got me to have more new things on my bar than I've ever had before. And I want to say the biggest surprise taste I've had in 19 episodes is still got to be when I tasted Guinness beer with shepherd's pie. It was the biggest shock because I don't like Guinness beer. So the next biggest shock has got to be mixing a drink on air. So coming up with an idea and mixing it on air, let's try this.
Good times.
Yeah. So anyway,
guys,
have a great week. All right. Our if you've seen it, we put a hashtag up in there earlier. Lady G cocktail. All right. That's what we mixed up today. We're going to call it the Lady G cocktail on our website. So, maybe we'll come up with another one and she'll come up with a drink and she'll name it after me.
I knew that. I just didn't want to say it out loud because, we don't want it to go to his head.
I don't care. As long as we're having fun mixing it, I'm good.
Good times.
All right, guys, have a great week. We will be back next week. Take care, guys.